When the devil tries to give us something to worry about, we can turn and give that care to God. If we pray about something and then we keep on worrying about it, we are mixing positive and negative together. The two cancels each other out so that we end up right back where we started at zero. Prayer is a positive force. Worry is a negative force. The Lord has shown me the reason many people operate at zero power spiritually is that they cancel out their positive prayer by giving into the negative power of worry. As long as we are worrying, we are not trusting God. It is only by trusting, by having faith and confidence in the Lord, that we are able to enter into his rest and enjoy the peace that transcends all understanding. So this morning, stop worrying, turn it into prayer. When the devil thinks he's pinned you to the wall and you start praying and fasting, it said some of this does not go just by prayer, but you add fasting to it. You wait on the Lord and the Lord will speak. And let's pray. Say, Lord, help me. Replace my worry with faith. Teach me to cast my care on you. Trust your timing and rest in peace that only you can give me. Amen. If you pray this prayer, I invite you to be part of tonight's Mega All Night at 10 p.m. at the Maranatha Power Ministry International. We're located behind the Lekma Polyclinic here in Nwa Adu. And your life will not be the same. And that is it for this morning. Now let's move straight away because we're going to have our first major conversation in a very short minutes right after the African Proverbs for the morning. And this morning, African Proverbs says the very simple one, which says, he who fears the sun will not become chief. He who fears the sun will not become chief. You heard the African proverb for the morning?
Yeah.
He who fears the sun will not become chief. Interesting, isn't it? And this one is from Uganda. It's a Uganda proverb. It emphasizes the importance of courage and taking risk to achieve leadership success. To achieve leadership or to achieve success. It also suggests that those who are afraid to face challenge or take bold steps will not attain position of power or authority. He who fears the sun will not become a chief. In essence, to overcome fear, you need to build confidence. Leadership, consider this. Acknowledge and understand your fears. That's the number one thing. Identify the root cause of your fear and challenge negative thoughts. Reframe fear as a catalyst for growth. View fear as an opportunity to learn and improve rather than a barrier. Develop emotional intelligence, enhance self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy to manage fear and build strong relationships. Take calculated risk, make informed decisions, and take actions despite fear to build confidence. And always don't forget to seek support and mentorship. Connect with trusted colleagues and mentors to guide and encourage you. And one of the things you can do for yourself is self-practice. That is, practice self-care and resilience. Prioritize physical and mental well-being to manage stress and build confidence. And finally, always focus on strengths and achievement. Celebrate your successes and recognize your capabilities to boost your confidence. So he who fears the sun will not become a chief. And that's African Proverbs for this morning. Coming to you live from the African Proverbs Center on the MBN series. We bring a closure to this. We go straight to the newspaper, but we'll be going to the phone lines at PCR. If we're ready, we can go to the phone line and have our first conversation that has to do with the cocoa farmers who are always complaining that they've not been paid. And we have the PRO in the person of Nana Ya Asantua. Good morning, madam. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning, Oba. It's saying.
Good morning.
You the Nyamia say your friend wants to know so waji and so only ever twitching come and anope MBN TV so. You just say only me ever twitching come now. Meaning say also when a fee cocoa farmers they complain or share newspapers in the United States cocoa farmers say yentia wonka a fee last year yentia wonka e bin so say one more cocoa beans no so and non so womunya esisi wo atofo eni ho wa wo fi oyepi kasama for Emma the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association edie no betumi aka afa sansensem ya abeto dwai
yo opani medase esia wo tefo nyina no kwapa ebra hakrani last year it's the October November December but in January the cocoa for my peaceful yenya ta na no na ya hwema na efise bia e be fa kumpo na obeka na ya so ha o se ha no bisa se ye tia e ka o e se buta ni buta na e hwema e no presse cocoa sikana na ema e no na eri aso to for my buta se ye se na cocoa sikana ema because ye the cocoa ye nse PNDC law no ase ye kete se ma ye fa ye cocoa ma obi ase aban any cocoa board na ye nimsa aban any cocoa board ne to ye cocoa nti ye wi cocoa sika o mo ene strictly ape adensi na cocoa sikana ema enti ya bono ana ya se syndicated loan afi bi o mo koje no afi we die mbofo na afa ama wo mo ni sense no mo nya sika mfama fees mfama emeto cocoa no enti ama ye ho atere pa ye cocoa sika na no kura mo te ya emakra
na edien hihye anase anamontuo ben na association no moetu efase sika semu ya ebema aban eni aba mo a wapesika edi ama mo na mo de twa epiafo
because the president also said obetimi akata
okay man no koyentie no
good morning.
Good morning.
Ya chumo kawo ya mo na tie. Na ya enti amata no ma we ni na ba no. Sɛ ya tanto aka no. Ele no kre. From November to date. Ye cocoa pa. Ye malika. Na constitution na mandate ye cocoa farmers say. Mayenton yemfudia mo bi ade aban. If the same constitution mandated cocoa board and government say on your welfare mayen for over 47 years now today yenye mandate ni die aye eduma awu cocoa buto ni eduma. Two, after the area for this syndicated loan any it for cocoa. Now that syndicated loan on the cocoa no aye atibia dia wo ye eti cocoa board na or representing government on cocoa intervention no and making any attempt to to put sika as a capital or seed money out of the start business no. So every year they go for syndicated loan. Now mind you, last previous year a criminal akobato mo de kwa wo mo bi wo mo target eti ama everybody so mo farmer wo. So this time round, the cocoa don't buy cocoa. Right now, or the man buying agency, any purchasing officers, no photo. We would disagree, we would farmer, now we would the cocoa. Now, cocoa board, woman, perform the PSK, it cannot remove 80% woman, the cocoa board. Now, we don't crop purchasing officers, no buying agencies now. I try to make cocoa na free farm gate, young farmers no. Now woman aya dia kwa do port. Na omu ye no de kwa. Na what the remaining 20% na bana be government na profit. We will government who do cocoa. What only comply agreement another contract say cocoa ya cocoa we kwa na obeto. There's a one better. Let's a copa fair. What is that coin with the almost so the 80% no, and my woman a cocoa bot, the man woman is far. If it was one fun and woman could do no yaboka, because well market price no, now no apart from. But government cannot tell us, say, price apart from what you say. Yes, the last 2 years, cocoa price every year to 12,500 per bag of 62 kilograms. And that time now in the world catalogue, and we would create 2,000 Ghana cedi. That is 20 million. Up against 125, 130 million. So government, start bringing 30 cano, any profit a buy ya won't talk no 30 cano away. If the government the got apart from the year 30, we would Diana here there. Government never wants me to talk with you more. On from my go now, they are also move a gold board. They should allow we cocoa farmers to look for a way of selling our cocoa, because at the end of the day, the is taxable.
Now, if I can,
situation our government needs, and yet it said, what you said, cocoa for your total your woman buying and was that crying with me now, so at the end of the day, government no money share one day our yarn is what you could that ends the episode. The work for only she shares the money. The work for no measure is the above. Ukona body cow. What for no put is that 2 months that ends your life. Would it be over here? Now, Sana, one workers, say, military, and the combine say. Yes, sir. One young man did say on your welfare, my own 1 year. Ethical country we said that's what you want. So your teachers and the bar say ya ethical this time round can go school. So your nurses and the bar say ya and this time round no be say and can you be who that a young every year come on doctor's cost, right? So many people die. It's meaning they won't cannot yet no equia yet serious pa near Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association mobilize the smallholder cocoa farmers. Never going to abide the other Kobiani abide or drink yen cost water. At this time round, you can imagine Ghana say I take seed of Yajuma, what to your cocoa who say yes, yen Kriapon Yadi and Tastic Emma. When you are a minister, maybe I'm more Jume, or did the kia to crowd is you on the more. Answer na wo what chance after the wombra hono na cancer for aba na ohia ba abibita de ya wo di bi ho kokwa for ye sika ye sen ye koto koko 100 baht 10 baht mpo ye nya e ya kofa ka e ya articulator ni ade akai de kum se de ko akoye smoke wo amanoni e ba ka no go ye ka na number plate at all na bofo kese de ba se ye kuafo yen ena yes model cocoa. After the dunia that took cocoa, a class of board woman cocoa board can you go in our real to cocoa because of the price. And Papalia the Amaya, wow, now to see and next week working day, Papa do a chico far and call with women who build this yapala, the Afrani future leader. My main memory papa, the Benny machine question, a third labor. Is it fair?
Well, that's a big question that needs to be answered.
On my no penny for the cocoa for any but cocoa yarn, Jumadia for my education. Invest the private schools near Yenaronia Diabua, young hospitals in Neronia Diabua, infrastructure roads, and then brothers are who would Neronia Diabua, military and then police service work. Cocoa can Diabua today. And so you na so.
Now, my memory say what can say brave fine, but the point is that how can government be balancing the obligations with the need to support the cocoa industry?
Mother, these cocoa farmers don't have any option to act or any decision to tell, because the decision makers make decisions, they never include us. And even to think about our concern, Yeah, the person they catch the public, man, can you keep on TV? Say, I'm buying the people policy makers who make it policy abroad the young Kriapuaka. Upon a young house, Krawuma slap the address. And one say about Niaka, I buy to a Toko, no, I just say, no, the call. Several letters in your throat. Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association by a year 2016. Now you will prove on your friend Cocoa Coffee Shareholders Association. That association has translated over 40 this time round, for 50 years. Almost to make any impact in our life. That is why we came out. You buy your letters upon letters that your common government they will be one will reply. It's been just this year, and President Mahama reply a letter and will make a reference to Minister of Finance. So on reacted. As of now, meaning lady this bread this year, as more we say, the letters bear 5 for now, now on reply, you know, we have to answer a yes or letter and I bring you to start a yen cut. I have said no reply. It would be a young chef on my air column. It's the idea that the airport travel one. Yes, I said we public leaders, the government need letters from all your policy I encounter. So all to put more media, you best to power who sharp with this there. That is all our distance. Sasuna is to one my idea, etc.
Now, sir, is there a way, sir, steps we are more taking as an association now?
We don't have any steps to take with the government. No. They never include that. Even if you write a letter, they will not reply you. So what decision are you going to? What are you going to reason with them? There is nothing we can do to reason with them. So the condition now is that we will do everything possible to treat them naked if they don't do what we want. And at the end of the day, we ought to vote them out.
Somebody who asked,
because the same thing happened the same thing happened to the old the election, just the last election. We play a significant role. Yes, because we are the power, not they are the power. So when they take the power, they should also think about us.
When Mr. Watson, Mr. Kakra, Ebin Kamwa, I will put someone say, I'm the cocoa board, Ababet Nice, so Ama. Just a little woman said, you man are saying in a 5 cocoa board. Cocoa board, if you probably pay no more for Momo, you mamma, you were sending officers, one of my officers spoiling the brain, and my member South say, the Obino Wuya, you man, and answer Papa who waiting. Now of your provision shop. Provision shop on one for Obiasan, oh, share, now I finish one, on one contact. After to be na anybody who work on tower so a boca, anybody who work on tower so a boca, and independent and say, and I also say, Uncle Sonson, never be on more cana. Be the way are somewhere the other to Mamma Samuel and Uncle Coco Body who say, say your woman, never be on my car. Over here last year, a cat is 3 down, Coco for the buy. You can't do more on some for a same Muguno. And the Edumana of Muyano, say no Muyano, now when they are set of Uncle Sonson, no more Cadadiana. Papa,
that is the way.
Na yena yindi him say yen komo twetwe no at least mo pensen sem mo yate ase ama yehu senior or senior ma esiko me mamu nyina 30 seconds at the end mo beka. I mean, start with president.
I'm 20 Canadian, my president, the trust with the penny can say we are now. Saka make a Ghana buying the say. A senior one put on this sort of boom. Then I say, yeah, for what we are put with the pay. And they put out many other people that way. And then so when I go board, that's one to go back here. Let's say, and one nothing. But if you are so any bread. I won't kind of say, for what we are put to my other today. So when you already Emma Galam before many far. One can say a one can tell the board many. As they for what we are going to grab or dear man, any banshee. And Sana, Yababi Gay Coco, yet you did me and Yahu go ever. And it's a by now say here, let's say, you know, you would say, and the good board I went over down 1 year ago board I in here. ama kokwa fiafo be di nyane ahotre dia ye nyina be dan ye niema na ni e dia kwa kotugo na kwa kofa asem e dia brewo me saa na me sa ka se ye bia no kokwa fiafo se kokwa fiafo e se ya ye mobo abai bi ni ho a wabaga na ha wo de nani ahwe ye nda Yabia, dear one offense to see it is na every pension, Coco say, 10 on the bedroom, while I will make my form. Almost shut on, I always do my form, almost 4 pension, 9 years. Yea, Jumano, yet the any pension, and the Kaka make us in your mother for say, Obi, I'm my kayak, yet I come home. Naya, Conco day, near funny Jumani, that means say, about Tanya. Yet the young Paso Craft say you know Ghana may in any because a combeku Ghana. A community of Brania come. Yes, I to my friend flat. They are confident. Say the Bay of Coco Began and I so not for one kind. Yes, they can be at the end day. Sakra, let us say, a man in animal.
Yo, Nanaya Asantua Yadasi. So many are treating Komo. Yes, also Edda Mr. Stevenson and Annie Boating, president of the association, so I see no pay. Yamin Shramo.
So there are one say, for Mamma Mien, Namma, this year, Sunday, Nayina, Yagina, say, ye, dear, the Nayimua, and you didn't say, no, ye, the Nayima, if we knew, we would have known we were senseless. We wouldn't say they have been awful. This is the time where a sensory can boom. It is there, a bit of boom, Kuya, and someone who we not come on, you know, you talk when you 10 years, trap every form. Diana Beckett, who say, yeah, who would woman from a picture, Kukuya for, tell your mamma, and a young class of craft for. Kukuya for young, the local food production, you know. Yes, we produce over 50% a year local food consumption. And what can I know? Yea, Nankopa will be answer. Where did you do? It is yet the preserved life because if you don't eat, you die. It's one way in say, I remove me who send ya as a CFO, near a woman. Now, and she said, you for the new. Now, by no future years, this time around, it's been a Caladian person of a farmer. It's public brain, quality brain, near for agroecologists near the idea. What is the woman real to a about the year farmer, near Casa with you, real agroecology will you see. And yet, young man said the young cockroach one of them near year to match to be a boy about war. Colleges for what did they do? It's because your man, you might not yet look crazy. And after the after set of no Baba, what they did. It's this time round, the moment you queer for the young Kaya Dream, Yaya Bako, young man, and what they, Nayan Kimin Yan, the young here to my say, you craft in the pamper.
You made us a president.
And see, Miss Alton, you're the number that you got, every another book, and if you and cannot of the son of friend all the time. Now, I hope we are you might small name. And see, the number is 0243 55 737 02433 55 737. Mr. Watson, so there 0246 36 33 97 0246 36 33 97. If you are now be paid to the movie, you get to be access to the
Nyankopon Enshra o Nanaya Asantua PRO Elma Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association and Mr. Stevenson Anani Boatin, president of the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association. Someone yamre echechen and same anope. Yami enkos bibichi adrian yebesa frem. Also, yes, we've been talking to the president and the PRO of the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association, Stevenson Anani Boatin, and also Nanaya Asantua from the same association. We are looking at addressing government debt to cocoa farmers, the unpaid dues. Sad story, isn't it?
Yeah, very sad. I've been listening to the lamentations of the cocoa farmers. We urge government to listen to them and, more importantly, include them in major decisions, because They are key stakeholders. And let's not shift our attention to the new gold board. You know, it is the cocoa and the farmers who give us food to eat. So let's give them that maximum attention. Dr. Randiabe, we trust your leadership. We hope that soon you put things in place. We understand that you are going through your own personal stuff, but may God give you the grace and wisdom to exhibit great leadership to the advantage of the state and the cocoa farmers.
To the advantage of the state and the cocoa farmers. Unpaid dues, we're addressing government debts to the cocoa farmers. You heard from the farmers and the association that takes care of them. And then the questions, we always say we'll try to find answers to the questions that have been done. So we hope that government will do the right thing by meeting their needs. Since last year till date, they've not been paid. What is the way forward? How do we go about dealing with the situation? The earlier we do this, the better it will be for all of us, for us to have peace in everything we do. So that's our first major conversation this morning on the cocoa farming. And also later on the show, we'll also be having a colleague who writes, the editor for the Hawk newspaper, will also be joining us via phone, and I'll be looking at the road to the 2028 elections. That is coming out, the primaries for the NPP. We'll be having that conversation. But in between time and now, let's turn our attention to look at the newspapers and how the newspapers read. But if you have any concerns with regards to the first conversation, 0537158638, you can share your thoughts with us, and you can also call in when it's at 7:55. You can give us a call, and then let's have this conversation together. But don't forget that the NDC opens their registration, right? That registration has been open. We'll tell you more about it. But between now, let's do the newspapers now. That's the first thing we are doing this morning. The newspaper review is next. And we start with the Observer newspaper. The Observer Times has a story said, Big Push Initiative. Ato Forsen secures 12.8 million AFDB grant for major projects. MPP primaries. Okra MP hailed Brian Achampon as party unifier. It's also there. NDC sets December for National Delegate Conference. It's also on the front page where presidential primaries, Chieftaincy Council urges the NPP to ensure peaceful presidential primaries. It's also on the front page of the Observer Times. So those are the stories there.
Okay, let me take the Source newspaper. Convert from rural to community banks. BOG directs. The big story on the front page, election 2028. Bawumia is NPP's winnable candidate. Police in charge of 31 January primaries. That is according to the NPP. The NDC elects new national executives on December 19. Traders reject binding local marine insurance policy. These are the stories on the front page of the Source newspaper.
From the Source, we do the Metro Lens. The Metro Lens has the stories, and it's a consistency wins. NPP delegates settle on Bawumia. Stories on page 8. Grassroots to glory. Brian journey across 276 constituencies. And those are the two major stories on the Metro Lenses.
Okay, from Metro Lens, let's do the new trust. Dr. Bawumia remains the only person to win power for NPP. That is according to Michael Ansa. NDC sets December 19 for National Delegates Conference to elect new leaders. NPP presidential primary. Go out and vote number 4 for party unity, victory, and Ghana's transformation. That is according to Dr. Yawose Educhum. He is urging the delegates. Dr. Charles Dramina enters NPP General Secretary race. That race will be an interesting one. NAPO is doing massive work for Bawumia's campaign ahead of NPP presidential primary. Kumasi Kesben Marching Morning Show research reveals. These are the stories on the front page of the New Trust.
Okay, we do the insight now. It's a progressive forces. Progressive forces also the first major story on the front page of the insight. Be bold and decisive in your choice. Brian Champon urges NPP delegates. Step down. NDC warns government appointees seeking political office. If you want to pick any of the national whatever office that you need to step down 6 months into that election. So, but there's one thing yesterday I keep asking myself, why would one want to leave an international front and come and do local business when you have the privilege to be on the continental front? It's still baffling with issue that has to do with Baba Jamal leaving the ambassadorial position and said, I want this small constituency to work with, and then if it doesn't happen, do you go back to that position again? It's something mind-boggling. Seriously, it's something I can't fathom the reasons behind it, but politicians can always be people you can predict, and as to why leaving that trust for you to handle a whole nation and one country where you have all the backing and the logistics to go with it, and said, I don't want that. I want a smaller position.
Yeah, so it depends. I mean, for people who want to be in limelight, who want to be out there, who want to be seen, who want to be heard, they mostly do not want to be ambassadors. For an ambassador, your role is external. You are dealing with other states, and mostly you will not be heard. It is the reason people like Michael Kwe Jr. who want to leave the Indian, High Commission and come and be MP for Domi Kwabena. It is the reason Otiko Jaba would refuse, their appointment to Italy. So there are people who just want to be probably for future reasons, for future political aspirations. If you are away for a while, say, so if he's going to be away for 4 years, he will not be heard, he will not be seen, much of the time in these 4 years. But if he's in parliament, he will be speaking, he will be heard, he will be seen. So it is individual preferences, their vision and their whatever it is that they are pursuing. So sometimes you can understand them. But like you are saying, for me, what I have seen is that President Mahama decided to send most of the experienced folks, decided to make them ambassadors. That's why people like Victor Smith, people like Baba Jama himself and co have been sent to have been given ambassadorial roles, while the new guys like Ato Forsins, the Okujetua Blackwell, the Sam Georges have been made ministers. So I mean that is how the president decided to go about
the point is that from Abuja to Ayawa, so where service suddenly becomes small, it's I mean you have a smaller audience.
Not necessarily a smaller audience. So like I said, it's individual preferences.
Well, maybe he has his reason, like you're saying. Maybe he has a plan to become a president one day. So he wants to be in the eyes of the people.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it there. So those are the stories on the Inside newspaper.
So I'll do the Meridian. So they just brought us 2 stories. The big one, it's Bawumia, NPP delegates say. And the other story here, English Alata Council meeting branded illegitimate. Issue stay away elect. These are the two stories on the front page of the Meridian newspaper.
Okay, so away from the Meridian newspaper, let's do the Herald. Anodombre eyes NPP vice presidential tickets already. Ex-GTV anchor, Kios Rollins' baby mama, political mischief. Oh. Winneba police chief complicit in a violent land gas clash. But fringe innocent. Mama appointees must resign before contesting NDC offices. So that is where my problem is. If Baba has come to Ayawaso East, what happens to his position? Why hasn't he resigned?
So these are two different things in my view. So the General Secretary was speaking to the upcoming
I know the upcoming
national
elections.
Yes. So for that one, if you are currently serving in government, except as a board member, if you are
not a board member, then you can
CEO, if you are an MD, if you are a minister, a deputy minister, you want to hold any of the executive positions in the party, national chairman, vice chairman, vice chairperson, general secretary, assistant secretary, national organizer, and all of that. I am sure that it also includes regional offices like the regional chairman, regional secretary, regional organizer, and all of those. If you want to contest, in those elections, then 6 months to the election, so sometime in June for the national election, if you want to hold any national executive position, by June you should have resigned as a minister or as an MD, as a CEO to state organizations and state institutions before you can contest. Otherwise, you will be disqualified from contesting in those elections.
All right, so those are so when you get the Herald newspaper, you see those stories on the Herald this morning.
The Inquisitor, tomorrow's NPP flag bearer race, vote for DMB, na put out his credentials. Tactful Tamaklo's distinctive 1 year in office as NPA boss. Brian lacks credibility to lead NPP. Gold board to chase unlicensed gold jewelry operators from Monday. These are the stories on the Inquisitor newspaper.
Away from the Inquisitor, let's do the Ghanaian Times. The Ghanaian Times have the picture of the 5 persons vying to lead the NPP come this Saturday. That is tomorrow. You have the picture of the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You have Kennedy Akupreko Japan is also there. Brian Achampong, the former Education Minister, Dr. Yao Educhum, and Engineer Kobna Ejapon. And it's a 5 aspirant, 1 goal. I like it. 5 aspirant, 1 goal. They put the question, who leads NPP in 2028? Voting set for tomorrow. It also has some stories there, and it says that Dr. Brian Achampong conclude nationwide tour, urge unity ahead of the primaries. 4 armed robbers arrested is also there. Then we have the EC assures free, fair, transparent NPP primaries. Those are the stories on the Ghanaian Times newspaper.
Okay, from Ghanaian Times, let's do the Evening Mail. The Evening Mail reports that Brian Achampong unveils jobs and wealth creation agenda. We have a picture of Dr. Brian Achampong, one of the aspirants for tomorrow's primaries. All set for NPP presidential primaries. 211,849 delegates to vote tomorrow. We have a picture of the Honorable Joseph Osei-Wusu Joe Wise, who is the chairman for the election committee. Gold board hot over 2 billion Bower Rock guarantee claims. We have a picture of the MD or CEO of the gold board, Mr. Sami Jenfi. Ghana's gold reserves deplete by half in less than a year. Comes with a picture of the Minister for Finance, Mr. Kaseo Atuforsin. These are the stories that the Evening Mail carried today.
From Evening Mail, we'll do the The Ghanaian Point. The Ghanaian Point said MPP bans proxy voting and mobile phones in January 31st presidential primaries. Rural banks to be converted into community banks by March 31st. Gulf launches investigation into an alleged assault on journalists in the Northeast region. Ghana National Airline to take off within 12 months. Transport Minister. Gold Board to deploy inspectors nationwide against unlicensed jewelries from February 2nd. Stories on the Ghanaian Point.
Okay, so I take the Ghanaian Publisher, 2 stories on the front page. The first one says NDC to elect national executives in December. Comes with a picture of Johnson Esiedun Ketia, the current national chairman for the National Democratic Congress. The big story on the front page, NPP delegates settle on Bawumia. The details of this story are on page 3 of the Publisher. These are the 2 stories that the Publisher carried on the front page. So I'll do the Daily Searchlight. The Daily Searchlight also reports who leads the NPP into election 2028. Comes with a picture of the Big Five: Dr. Yawose Educhum, Dr. Bawumia, the Honorable Kennedy Ohene Japan, Dr. Brian Champon, and Engineer Kwabene J. Japan. The other story, Dr. Charles Dramina enters NPP General Secretary race. These are the 2 stories on the front page of the Daily Searchlight newspaper.
So you're done with us at the Daily Searchlight newspaper. Let's move away from the Daily Searchlight and do the Daily Statesman from the Search to Statesman. The Statesman said MPP delegates confident in Bawumia's electability. Browns unveil bold jobs wealth creation agenda. And this race, come to think of it, it's interesting. When you listen to the camps, everybody seems to have some arsenal, saying that I'm winning this, but tomorrow by 3-4, we should know the winner.
Oh yeah.
By 3-4, we should know the winner.
Those who will not win, they know they will not win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kuma Bawumia is MPP surest way to power. Okay. Reverend Kofi Entry supports with what dialysis supplies is also on the front page of the Statesman newspaper.
Okay, the Chronicle. Corruption has become costly. That is according to Special Prosecutor Kisie Jabe. Ochemua sisi akitashishani proye ni boye dimpa untimi enfore uhu wasani ememu no afa uhu edi totroto. We hope that people who have been accused will be prosecuted. Yes. Delegates to officially declare Bawumia flag bearer tomorrow. Unity will spur NPP on to win 2028 and rescue Ghana. That is according to Dr. Brian Champon. These are the stories on the front page of the Chronicle. You can grab a copy and get the details. The verse for the day is not too visible.
It's not visible. Okay, let's do the Custodian. The Custodian is 7 factors that favor Bawumia as the best to lead the MPP. Manasseh Azuri writes. There's an MPP kingmakers to crown Bawumia tomorrow. And you see a picture. Dr. Bawumia is the hope, is there with a 3 being carried by a group of people. And that's the only banner headline on the Custodian newspaper.
I read Manasseh's 7 points. I mean, Manasseh since has been an advocate for Dr. Bawumia. He's made it known that he likes Dr. Bawumia. The Daily Gist. Who leads NPP 2028? It's Bawumia Day. Oforiatta trial stalls as OSP 6 more time. GJA cries out over attacks on journalists. NDC gives marching orders to appointees. NPP bars national security from presidential primary. These are the stories that the Daily Gist carried today. Okay, so from the Daily Gist, let's do the Daily Guide. NPP flag bearer race. It's a Bawumia win. That is the only story that is on the front page of the Daily Guide. Most of the stories are reporting, Dr. Bawumia today. Anyway, tomorrow we will know who will definitely lead the NPP into the election 2028. The Punch. Building a strong immune system is the surest way to prevent diseases. We had a doctor, he was telling us what the immune system does. It fights diseases. So to build your immune system is the surest way that you can fight diseases, and you have to eat well if you want to build a strong immune system. Sleep well, do all the right things, exercise regularly to build a strong immune system. NPP primary isn't a war front. So tomorrow, don't go there and exhibit your macho skills. The police have said that they have more macho men. So it is not a war front. So don't go and fight. Just go with your thumb and cast your vote. Dr. Charles Dramna enters NPP General Secretary race. Some of the stories that the Punch newspaper is reporting to us. Educhum confident of victory, Mr. L just said. Everyone is confident of victory. Calls for unity as NPP goes to the polls tomorrow. NDC bars government appointees from entering party executive elections. They were not bad. They said if you want to enter, just resign 6 months prior and then you can contest. These are the stories on the Punch newspaper this morning.
From the Punch, let's do the Supreme newspaper. Delegates go for Bawumia. Ghana Police has exclusive mandate to serve NPP presidential primary. MDA is direct to secure fresh commitment authorization for 2026 spending. Stories on the Supreme newspaper.
Okay, from the Supreme, let's do the catalyst. Oxygen City leads government housing expansion. Did I read that right? Oxygia. I doubt that is an N. Oxygia City leads government housing expansion. 10% policy rate target. 10% policy rate, my personal aspiration. So that is the BOG governor targeting a 10% policy rate. Police nabbed 12 suspects in 2 daring highway robberies. Nice one. NDC unveils 2026 internal election roadmap. Warns against mafia practices. We have a picture of the bold Golden Fee, who will say things that will cause internal commotion in the party. Yesterday, I was monitoring a lot of the NDC portals. People were not too happy about the claim. But it's simple. National chairman now resigning and focus on it. You can't do this and do this at the same time, so that you have maximum time. He said that himself, he's not on any board. He doesn't hold any position in government. He's just serving as general secretary. Yeah. So if you want to be like him, if you want to be the next general secretary, and you are in government, you are a minister right now, you are a CEO, you are an MD, just resign 6 months. So by June, they are now resigning so that you can contest in that election. Ghana's economy on a firmer path, why the MPC's rate cuts matters, and what comes next. These are the stories on the Catalyst newspaper this morning. All
right, so from the Catalyst newspaper, we go for a break. When we return, we'll continue with the newspaper review. Stay with us. That's when I can go. So that's why I have to go for the break.